Hello children and viewers. So today my class is rules to draw ray diagram in case of convex lens, and after that different types of image formed by the convex lens for different objective distances. So already you know the what is convex lens. So generally the convex lens is represented like this. So generally, but while we are drawing the ray diagrams, so this symbol cannot be used. So in place of this symbol, we can use this symbol. So this is a symbol of convex lens. Now this is optic center, this is also optic center. So this is a symbol we are going to use while we are drawing the ray diagram. Remember, this is a symbol of convex lens. So instead of this symbol, we are using this symbol while we are drawing the ray diagram. So remember. Now coming to the first rule. The first rule is, if the incident light is parallel to principal axis, what happened after refraction? So the first rule is, if incident ray is parallel to principal axis, parallel to the principal axis. So now, so this is the convex lens. Imagine. Now let us imagine this is the principal axis of this convex lens and this is the optic center. Now imagine on right hand side I am taking the first surface, that's why. So now here this is the first focal point, and now consider this is the C1. C1 can be taken as also 2F1. This is a 2F1 and this is the F2 and this is a 2F2. But nothing but, so for this F1 the curved surface is on right side, and for this F2 the curved surface is on left side, remember. So now this is the incident ray, so that is incidenting on this convex lens. How it is? It is parallel to the principal axis. So this is the incident ray parallel to principal axis. After refraction it passes through the focus of other side of the lens. So the incident ray is incidenting in one side, so it has one focus, but after refraction it will be enter into other side. So that's why after refraction, this is a refracted ray. The refracted ray will be passes to the focus of other side of the lens. So if the incident ray is parallel to principal axis, after refraction it passes through focus of other side of lens. So this is the focus of other side, this is second focus. So this is the rule when the incident ray is parallel to principal axis. Now coming to the second rule, inverse of it. If incident ray passes through focus, passes through focus of one of the lens. Now consider, so this is a convex lens. So while we are drawing the ray diagram, this is the symbol we have to use. This symbol arrow mark is outside. We have to represent outside. Now this is the optic center. Now consider this is F1 and this is a 2F1. 2F1 can also call as C1, and this is F2 and this is a 2F2. 2F2 is also called as C2, second center of curvature. Now let us imagine, so this is the incident ray, so that is passing through focus. This is the incident ray is passing through focus of the first focus. This is the incident ray passing through the first focus. So after refraction, what happened? It is parallel to the principal axis. So if the incident ray passes through focus, after refraction it is parallel to principal axis. So this is the second rule. Now coming to the third rule. Third rule. So the third rule will be gives when the incident rays passes through optic center. If incident ray is passes through optic center or optical center, passes through optical center of lens or optic center. So what happened? Already you know the definition of optic center. What is optic center? Optic center is nothing but it is the center of the lens. So when the incident rays passes through it, after refraction it will be continue the same path. Now consider this is a convex lens and this is the principal axis of this convex lens, optic center. Now consider this is f1 and this is a 2f1 and this is f2 and this is a 2f2. Now if the incident ray passes through optic center, what happens? It will be continue the same path. It will be continue the same path, or it will be the refracted ray will be undeviated. The refracted ray will be undeviated. And if the incident ray passes through optic center, what happens? It will continue the same path after refraction. So after refraction, after refraction, it will continue the same path without deviation. So these are the three rules. So we have to remember. So while drawing the ray diagrams in case of the convex lens. So first rule will be gives the if the incident ray is parallel to principal axis. Second rule will be give the if the incident ray passes through focus. And third rule is that if the incident ray passes through optic center. If the incident ray is parallel to principal axis, after refraction it passes through focus of other side of the lens. If the incident ray passes through focus, after refraction it is parallel to the principal axis of the other side of the lens. And if the incident ray passes through optic center, it continue the same path without deviation. So after that, so different types of image formed by the convex lens. So now coming to the different types of image formed by the convex lens for different object distances. So next I am going to draw the diagrams of different types of image formed by the convex lens by using the rules. So first one, when object is at infinity. So now where is object position? First one, when object is at infinity. So when object is at infinity. So now the object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, so the rays which are coming from the objects are how they are? So they are parallel to each other, but they incident two ways. So first case, when they incident parallel to the principal axis, and second case, when they incident some making angle with the principal axis. I am going to teach. So first I am taking. So when the incident rays are parallel to principal axis. So now consider this is the convex lens. This is a convex lens. Sorry. So now consider this is a convex lens, and this is the principal axis, optic center. Now consider this is the first focus, and this is center of curvature or 2f1. Now consider, so this is the second focus, and this is considered the second center of curvature or 2f2. So now I am taking when the object is at infinity. Now consider this object, this side object is at infinity. So better to take the object is on the left side. While drawing the diagram, ray diagram, better to take the object is on left side, and then image can be formed on right side. So now when the object is at infinity, what happened? The incident rays are parallel to the principal axis. First, let us imagine the incident rays are parallel to the principal axis. So they are incident on the second surface of the lens. So then what happened? According to the first rule, if the incident rays are parallel to principal axis, after refraction they will be passes through the focus. So this is the first incident ray. After refraction, it is passes to the focus of other side of the lens. These also parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it is passes to the focus of other side of the lens. And this is the incident ray passing through optic center. So that's why it will be continue the same path without deviation. and these also parallel to principal axis. After refraction, it passes through the focus of other side. This is also same thing. Now where the image is forming? At the f2. At f2, and nothing but the image is formed on other focus. So now this is the image formed due to real intersection of the reflected rays. That's why it can be called as a real image, and it is highly diminished, and it can be formed invertly. So that's why first write the position where it can be formed. So it is formed at the f2, and nothing but second focus point. So now come to the characteristics. So this image is first one, because this is the image formed because of the real intersection of the reflected rays. That's why, refracted rays. This is the image formed because of the real intersection of the refracted rays. So that's why it is called real image. And second one, it is an inverted image. Remember, all real images are inverted. Already explained in the mirrors. And third one, it is highly diminished. And remember also, so the concave mirror can be, what are the different types of image formed by the concave mirror? The same type of image also formed by the convex lens. That's why there is a similarities of the characteristics of the image between the concave lens and convex lens and concave mirror. So what are the characteristics of the image formed by the concave mirror? So the same characteristics also for the convex lens. And the convex lens is also formed the images with the same characteristics of the concave mirror. So it is highly diminished. Now coming to the use, where it used. So this type of formation can be used in burning lens. In burning lens it can be used. What is the use? It uses nothing but, it can be, this type of formation can be used in burning lens. So burning lens to produce heat. So this is the use of this formation. When the object is at infinity, where is the form? At the focus. So it is real, inverted and highly diminished. So this formation of image can be used in the burning lens to produce the heat. So now coming to the, when the object is at infinity, sometimes they are not parallel to the principal axis. Now consider, so this is the convex lens, and this is the principal axis, and this is the optic center. Now consider this is first focal point, and now consider this is a C1 or 2F1. Now consider this a second focal point, and now this is consider 2F2 or C2. Now consider, so these are the incident rays. They are not parallel to the principal axis. So these are the incident rays. They are not parallel to the principal axis. How they are? So they are making some angle with the principal axis. Now where the image is formed? So the image is formed in the focal plane. What is the focal plane? Already I explained in case of the concave mirror. Focal plane is nothing but it is a vertical plane. It will be look like this, a vertical plane. It is a vertical plane passing through the focus and perpendicular to principal axis. So this is called focal plane. Focal plane is represent the focal plane passing to the focus, and it is a vertical plane, and it is perpendicular to the principal axis. So how can you draw the diagram? First of all, so now guess this one, this and this incident ray you have to take. So this is the incident ray passing through optic center. So that's why it can be passes through the, it can be after refraction, it can be travels without deviation, or it can be continue the same path. So this is the ray, incident ray passing through optic center. So that's why it continues the same path without deviation. Now remember, so where it is intersecting in the focal plane? Here. So that's why here the image is formed. So that's why extended the remaining rays, or draw the refracted rays corresponding to it. So when we draw that, so they also intersect here. Now here which is formed? Image is formed. Here image is the formed. So which type of image? This is also real and inverted and highly diminished, but it is formed in the focal plane. It is formed in focal plane. So only in case of when the incident ray is parallel to principal axis, where it is formed at the f2. If the incident ray is parallel to principal axis, if the incident rays are parallel to each other but they are not parallel to principal axis, so where the image is formed in the focal plane, but the characteristics are the same. Telescope, this type of formation of image. So when the incident rays are parallel to principal axis, if the incident rays are parallel to each other but they are not parallel to principal axis, so this type of formation can be used in the objective of telescope. What is use? This use is objective of telescope. Objective of the telescope. Now coming to the second one. So first one is when object is at infinity, and second one when object is beyond c, or when object is beyond 2f1, or it may be called as c1. When object is beyond 2f1 or c1. Now consider so this is a convex lens, and this is the principal axis, and this is the optic center. Now consider this is the f1 and this is the 2f1, and this is the f2 and this is the 2f2. Now when the object is beyond 2f1, or it may be called as c1. Now consider here is the object. So now this object is where it is? It is beyond the 2f1 or beyond c1. This is also called as c1 and this is also called as c2. So now how we can draw the diagram? How can we draw the image formed by this convex lens? So by following the rules. First one, I am taking the one incident ray is parallel to principal axis. So after refraction, how it will be? It will be passes to the focus of other side of the lens. This is the refracted ray corresponding to first incident ray. And now taking the second incident ray, so that is passing through optic center. When the incident ray is passing through optic center, what happened? So it will be continue the same path without deviation. So how many minimum rays are required to form the image? 2 rays are enough. That's why I am taking only 2 rays. So where is the image is formed? This is the point where the two refracted rays are intersecting. So that's why here the image is formed. Where the image is formed, it can be formed between the f2 and 2f2, and it is the real image, and it is inverted, and coming to the size, compare the size is the diminished. The size is what? Diminished. So now where it is formed? It is formed between f2 and 2f2. Now coming to its characteristics. So what are the characteristics? So this image is first one, real. Why it is called real? Because it can be formed when the refracted rays are really intersecting. And second one, it is a inverted image. And the third one, it is diminished. It is the diminished image. Now coming to the use. So this can be used in the photographic camera. This type of formation of image you can observe in photographic camera. So when we take our photograph, so in the photographic camera, our image can be formed real, and it can be formed inverted and diminished. Compared to our size, it can be the diminished. So this is the second one. When object is beyond 2f1 or c1. Now coming to the third position. When object is at 2f1 or at c1. Now third one, when object is at 2f1 and at c1 or at c1. Now, so let us consider, so this is the this is the convex lens and this is the principal axis. Now this is the optic center. Now consider this is f1. Now consider this is the 2f1. Now this is the f2. Now consider this is a 2f2. So but while drawing the diagram you have to remember the distance between the optic center and f1 and f1 to 2f1 must be same, and as well as the distance between the optic center to f2 second focus and second focus to 2f2 is also same. Then only you get the diagram clearly and exactly. So now where I am taking? Now I am taking this is the position of the object. So now where is the object? The object is at 2f1 దగ్గర ఉంది. So now how can I draw the diagram? By following the rules. So first one I am taking the one incident ray, so that is parallel to principal axis. So after refraction, what happens? It passes the focus. Now second one I am taking this is the incident ray, so that is passing through optic center. Now where the image is formed? This is the image formed. Where it is the image formed? This is the image formed. Where it is forming? At 2f2. So this is the refracted ray corresponding to this incident ray that is passing through optic center. It will be continue the same path. So now where it is forming? At f2. It is formed at 2f2. Next, this type of image is what type of image? This is first one. It is formed because of the real intersection of the refracted rays. So that's why it is the real image. And second one, inverted image. It is an inverted image. And now coming to the size, you can compare the size also. The size is also same. So that's why it is same size of object. It is same size of object. So now coming to the use. So this type of formation of image you can observe in the terrestrial telescope, which is used to see the objects on the surface of the earth but which are far away from us. So now it is used in terrestrial telescope. This way use. And now coming to the fourth one. So the fourth object distance is, so when the object is between 2f1 and f1, or f1 and 2f1. So nothing but what are doing? First of all, when the object is at infinity, after that beyond 2f1 or c1, and next after that when the object is between f1 and 2f1. And what is happening? So the object distance is decreasing, and then now the object is approaches to the lens. F1 and 2f1. Now consider this is a convex lens, and this is the principal axis, optic center. This is the f1, and this is the 2f1, and this is the f2, and this is the 2f2. So I am taking the object is between f1 and 2f1. So how we can draw? So one incident ray that is parallel to principal axis I am taking from top of the object. So after refraction, how it will be? After refraction, it will be passes through the focus of other side of the lens. And next one I am taking that is the incident ray that is passes through optic center. So after refraction, it will be continue the same path. So where the refracted rays are intersecting here, so that's why here the image is formed. So that's why this image is called the real. Where it is formed? It is formed beyond 2f2. It is formed beyond 2f2. can be formed beyond the 2f2. So what are the characteristics? So this image is first one. It is formed because of real intersection of refracted rays. That's why it is real image. All real images are inverted. It is also inverted because the object is above the principal axis and image will be the below the principal axis. That's why it is called inverted. And third one, it will be compare the size. The size will be more. The size of image will be more. The size of the object will be less. Size of the image will be more compared to the size of the object. That's why it is the diminished image. It is the diminished image. The size of the image is more compared to the size of object. But where it can be used? So the use will be, it can be used in the film slide projectors. It can be used in film and slide projectors. Film and slide projector. So this is the fourth one. And next coming to the fifth one. Coming to the fifth use. Sorry. Fifth position. Now coming to the fifth position. So what is the fifth position? So now we are approaching to the lens. So now it is between, initially it is between f1 and to f1. Now when the object is at f1. When object is at f1. When object is at the f1. Now consider, so this is the convex lens and this is the principal axis, optic center, f1 to f1, f2 and to f2. Now I am taking, where I am taking, now the object is exactly at the f1 and the one of the focus of the convex lens. So how can we draw the diagram, ray diagram? By taking the incident rays by following the rules. So now I am taking one incident ray is parallel to principal axis. After refraction it passes through focus. It passes through the focus. And next incident ray I am taking, that is passes through optic center. So it will be continue the same path. It will be continue the same path. So how they are? So if they are, if the refracted rays are, if they are seen, so how they are? They are parallel to each other. They are parallel to each other. And nothing but, so when the object is at focus, so the refracted rays are parallel. Parallel means where the image is formed? At infinity. So in the first case, when the object is at infinity, what we taken, the rays are parallel to each other. So now here compare, now nothing but compare reversely. So now if the incident rays are parallel, so now where the image is formed at infinity. Why the image is formed at infinity? Because these rays are parallel to each other. So now where the image is formed? So this image is formed at infinity. This image is formed at infinity. So now coming to the characters. So this image is first one, real image. It is also called real image, and nothing but to intersect them. So where we have to go? Infinity. So it is a real image. It is a inverted. But coming to the size is highly magnified. Highly magnified. Highly magnified. Now coming to the use. So where it can be used? This type of formation of image can be used in the searchlights. It can be used in the searchlights. Use. So it can be used in searchlights. This is the use of this when object is at infinity. Now coming to the last position of the object. This is also very important. This is also very important when the object is between the optic center and focus. When the object is between optic center and focus. When object is between F1 and O. or O and F1. And between optic center and focus. Now consider this is the convex lens and this is the principal axis, optic center. So F1, this is the 2F1 and this is the F2 and this is the 2F. Now where I am taking? Now I am taking the object is between this object. I am taking the object between optic center and focus. So now one ray I am taking that is parallel to principal axis. After refraction, how it will be? It will be passes through the focus. It passes through the focus. And next second one I am taking that is the incident ray. So this is the incident ray parallel to principal axis. After refraction, it will be passes through focus. And next one I am taking the another incident ray that is passes through optic center. It will be continue the same path. But when we observe these two refracted rays, so the distance between them is gradually increases. So that's why they never intersect really. So that's why we have to extend them back. So when they are extended back, so what you can observe? You can observe that at a point they will be appears to intersect. So that's why this type of image is called, this is the image. So this image is called the virtual image, and nothing but the image is formed behind the lens. Behind the lens locally form aitannattu. So this image is formed. So this image is formed behind the lens. So the image which is formed behind the lens can be called as what? Virtual image. So this image is first one virtual, and second one all virtual images are erected. Erected means so the object is above the principal axis and image is also above the principal axis. Erected. And the third one, so now compared to the size, this is the size of object, this is the size of image. The size of image is greater than the size of object. That's why it can be called as magnified image. It can be called as what? Magnified image. So now coming to the use. The use will be this formation of image we can see in the reading lens. Reading lens. So use is reading lens. So these are the different types of image formed by the convex lens for different object distances.
Like a Hellcat.